Hey guys, what day is it? Monday? Tuesday? I don't even know. We are going to get started in just a minute. Today we're going to be talking about the algorithm, everyone's favorite topic, and how to get more engagement on Facebook. So if you know anyone that may be interested in this topic, feel free to share the live with them or tag them below. Like I said, we'll get started here in just a moment. When you are hopping on, say hello and let me know you're here. And why does it do that? Hi, Danielle. Like I said, we're going to get started in just a minute. If you know anyone that would be interested in this topic, feel free to share the video with them or tag them below. I am just sharing this to my business page, and I don't know why it's being so weird with me today. So if you have ever felt frustrated by the Facebook algorithm and how to get more engagement, drop a 1 in the comments below. Oh, that's why. There we go. Okay. All right, so sorry about that. We are going to get started. So like I said, if you ever felt frustrated or like you needed more engagement and you weren't getting the engagement that you wanted, drop a 1 in the comments below, because I know that I used to really struggle with this. I still do sometimes, but there are certain things that you can do to work around the algorithm, have it work in your favor, increase your engagement. Hi, Tammy. Tammy has felt frustrated with this as well. Also, just so you guys know, I've learned a lot of these tips and tricks from some of the best social media coaches. So if you want to know who they are, feel free to message me afterwards and I will give you their names. But the first and foremost, the most important thing, and this is what I always tell my team too, and it's really often overlooked by people, is your profile itself. And a lot of people are at first don't understand why their profile would impact the engagement that they're getting on a post. And I think that we should start out by acknowledging that Facebook is a business and they are in the business of making money. And so they want people to stay in the Facebook app as long as possible. They don't want you to leave. They want you to stay here. And so they're going to show people what they think is the best content. They're going to show people what they think are the best profiles and things of that nature. So that is why one reason why your profile is so important. You should make sure that your profile is clean looking, that it's unique to you, that it says something personal about you, because that's going to make people want to come back. And the more people that come back to your profile, the algorithm tells Facebook, hey, Facebook, this many people keep going to this profile. They must really like it, so show it to more people. So that's just one reason. I could probably do an entire live on why your profile is so important, but it's one of the reasons. The second one is that you want to keep it public. There's a lot of objections to this, especially if you are trying to run a business. Once you decide to run a business on social media, you have to face the fact that your profile on Facebook, if you want to be successful on Facebook, if you want to sell on social media, your personal Facebook page is no longer personal. It has to be public, because if you keep it private, if you keep it personal, your reach is only going to be your friends. When you make it public, you have your friends of friends, you have random people, you have access to millions and millions of people when you keep it public. Also, when the algorithm is deciding what posts to show people, you're limiting yourself to only your friends. The algorithm can't decide, I think that these other people would be really interested in this, so I'm going to put it on their timeline. So that's really important. Jessica says, I've had a hard time not oversharing. I always share what I agree with. Do you mean like when you see a post that you like and you share it? just let me know. Another thing is that you shouldn't have anything copyrighted, no plagiarism on your profile. And this seems obvious to people, but all the time I see people go to the internet, find an image, and a lot of times they don't even bother looking that the company that owns the picture has their watermark all over it. It is so janky looking. No one likes it. Facebook doesn't like it. And so it puts you back a step in the algorithm. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So we'll get to that. Where did I put? That's actually part of number 5. You need to watch how much you share things if you're interested in building your engagement. And we'll get to that. Lastly, no spam on your profile. Nobody likes spam. Hey, Ashley. As you guys are hopping on, say hello. Feel free to tag or share this with anyone that you think would be interested. No one likes spam. And since no one likes spam, the algorithm doesn't like it. Therefore, Facebook doesn't like it. Therefore, the algorithm is not going to show your post to people. And what do I mean by spam? Posting your link to your business, stock photos, things like that. Sometimes things that you share can be marked as spam. And like I said, Facebook's objective is to keep people in the Facebook app for as long as possible. If it's your profile and it's your post that is making people leave, guess what? Facebook knows that because they keep track of how, like if you're scrolling through your timeline and you come to a post, they keep track of how long you keep your screen on that post and how long you read it. And so on the other side of that, they also keep track of what post you looked at when you close the Facebook app. So they know those things. So you don't want to have any spam on your profile. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Mandy. So that's my first tip, is to really look over your profile, make it look clean, professional, unique, make sure it's public, and then no copyright, plagiarism, and no spam. Number 2, whenever there's a new feature that Facebook releases, make sure you use it. The reason is Facebook is releasing all of these new features. I'm sure you've all seen the avatars. Some people love them, some people hate them. If you love them, show me some hearts below. If you hate them, maybe just like a thumbs down. But either way, every time they release something new, they reward the people that use their new features. And they do that because they want to spread the awareness about them. They want to see people like them. So if you're utilizing them, you're actually being like a test dummy for them. And so they're gonna share your post more or your story more just because you're using their new features. Yes, and I didn't overshare my link. They flagged it. Well, you know what, Jessica, they don't like any links, whether it's yours or someone else's, and they don't like it because it takes you away from their app. And when you go away from their app, they lose money. The longer you stay in Facebook, the more money Facebook makes. It's as simple as that, you know? I was being watched for a comment I shouldn't have made, but if I do pre-orders, they're always going to flag your link. Like I said, it's because they don't want you to leave Facebook. So you could use Linktree. A lot of people use Linktree. They'll put it, I even have Linktree. Actually, message me afterwards and I can give you some tips on that. Do you suggest having your personal profile and then business pages, or an actual business profile? It depends. Are you saying, should you just have a personal profile and keep that personal to you, or should you have business and personal profile? I think that you may not have been on when I first started, but when I first started, I said that when you decide to start a business and you want to be successful on social media, your personal Facebook profile is no longer it's not personal anymore. And you have to keep it public to reach a lot of people. Okay. The other thing is that when you make a post in on your personal profile versus a group versus a page, your reach it's completely different. If you post on your personal profile, Facebook's going to show it to more people. I'll just make up a number. They'll show it to 100 people or 100%, whatever, 100 people. The second one that gets the most engagement is a group post. So if you have a group post, it's going to show that to, let's say, 50 people. And then if you post on a business page, it's really hard. It's really difficult to reach people from a business page post. Maybe just making up a number, like compared to your personal page where they share it to 100, we'll just say, they may share it to 10. And the reason why is because business pages give you the ability to pay for ads. And so Facebook makes money when you pay to promote your post on your business page. So Facebook's not gonna share your post for you for free. They want you to pay for it. Also, technically, your Facebook doesn't want you to do business on your personal profile. They want you to do it on a business page. And because you're making money off of your business on their platform, they want you, I don't want you to do this, no one else does, but they want you to run your business off the business page because they want a cut of the pie too. They want some money too. And so, especially if you're just getting started, your Facebook personal profile, that has to be business related. And I don't mean in a spammy way where you post your link and stock photos and things like that, but if you really love what you're doing and you love your business and you're passionate about it, you can share things, different posts about your business without being very direct, with being more discreet, how your business intertwines with your personal life. Like, there's different ways to do that. It's called attraction marketing. So I know that's kind of like a longer answer to your question. If you want to talk more, feel free to message me and we can chat about that. They flagged your link tree. Oh no. Was your link tree link in a post? Because if it was in a post, that's different than putting it in your profile. My business, I do it on my timeline. Send me why I go live off my wall. Oh my gosh. I used to work for a different direct sales company where going live was like, that was like the bread and butter. That's where you made most of your money, was going live. And there was always a debate with people about, should I go live on my personal page or should I go live on my business page? And my answer is always both. I think your live should be on your personal profile, then share it to the business page, especially when you're first starting out. Once you grow big enough of an audience, like let's say you have a couple thousand people following your business page, then that's different. Then that's just preference to you at that point. But I'm assuming everyone here watching, including myself, do not have a big enough following where going live on your business page versus your personal page would benefit you. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any comments. Yeah, growing a business page is very, very difficult. And it'll cost you a lot of money. It'll cost you a lot of money because that's what Facebook is in the business of doing. They want to make money. So we were talking about number 2, new features. So when Facebook releases new features, utilize them, even if you don't like them. And like I said, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like the avatars. But I'm going to recommend that you utilize them a little bit because Facebook just released them. Facebook's happy about them. They're going to reward people that are using them. I know that sometimes, like if something's going on in your stories, they'll have like a new sticker. Like when the whole pandemic started, they had stickers for COVID-19. If you put those in your story would be shown to so many more people. I know there was one I think last year for Halloween, sometimes they'll do one for Christmas, and you'll notice that they're different. They'll be new, they'll look a little bit different. And so if you use them, Facebook is going to reward you for it, because you're kind of like their guinea pig, their test guinea pig, you know, to see if it's working. So anytime a new feature is released by Facebook, use it, even if you don't like it. If you want to get more engagement, use it at least once. And then I would recommend using anything extra that you can. So in your post, and what I mean by that is in your post, put how you're feeling. You know how you can put like, Jessica is feeling happy today. Put your location if you feel comfortable with it. Use the extra features, because Facebook put them there for a reason. Facebook likes them. And also they actually gain more attention, because when people are scrolling through the feed, they pop out a little bit more. And that also this is more for posts, but it's also for stories as well. When you're in stories and you'll add like a sticker or a GIF or the weather or the day, you will see a little bit of a boost in engagement and views when you do that as well. But like I said, most of this is more geared towards posts, because Facebook posts, the algorithm is different than the algorithm for stories. And we can do stories another day if you guys want to, but this one's mostly just for posts. If you are hopping on, say hello, let me know you're here. We are talking about everybody's favorite topic, the Facebook algorithm and how to get more engagement. And the tips that I've learned, like I said, I've learned them from some of the best social media coaches out there, paid for this training. So I know that they work, proven methods. If you are just hopping on, we talked about your profile. We talked about using the new features that Facebook releases, like the avatars. And then next I want to talk about your friends list. So there's some people, and I was even guilty of this in the past, that thought the more friends the better. So I went out there and I added and I accepted every single friend request that I possibly could until I got to 5,000, and then I felt like amazing. I was like, yes, I finally got to 5,000. I thought I was going to do awesome, but that's not how it works. Yes, because I went to putting all my posts in the story, thought it may be better for me. Oh, do you mean sharing your post to your story? Definitely wouldn't do that. Like I said, this is about posts, but stories, people watch stories. I forget what the average is, but it's a few seconds. So stories need to be quick and to the point and eye-catching. And so if you try to share a post to your story, 99 out of 10 people are not going to stop and read it. I might even say 10 out of 10. Like I almost think no one's going to stop and read it. But one thing that some people do is that they will share it and then put a little sticker on top of it that says new post. Depending on who you are, what the post is about, that might make people, it might bring traffic into your profile, but most times that's not going to get you more interactions in your stories. So friends list, like I said, a lot of people think the more friends the better. That is not true. So I had 5,000 friends. I did everything I could to get to that number because I thought that was the magical number that was going to get me all the engagement in the world. But it turns out that if you have 100 friends and 90 of them are engaging with you on a daily basis, you are going to have better engagement than the person that has 5,000 friends and has 100 people engaging with them, because Facebook looks at the percentage of your active and your inactive friends. So if your profile is one that has a higher percentage of friends interacting with you than other profiles that have a lower percentage, guess what? Facebook's going to show you to more people. Why? Because that tells Facebook that people like your content, people are going to your page, and because of that, people are staying in the Facebook app longer. Facebook can show you more ads and therefore make more money, right? So just think of it this way. When you're doing something, is what I'm doing is it gonna benefit Facebook? Is it gonna help them, or is it going to not harm, but like not benefit them in some way? So you kind of have to think about it that way. Hey, Heather. So like I said, a smaller group of friends that are more active is definitely better than having 5,000 friends and them not interacting with you. And also, when you think about it, you know, social media and growing a business, it's about relationships. It's about being social. It's about actually making friends. You don't need to be friends with 5,000 people and not talk to 4,000 of them. You know, it's pointless. So remove anyone today if you want to improve your engagement and get more friend requests, by the way. Go through your friends list, and for the first thing I do is I remove anyone without a profile picture. Do that. Remove anyone that's out of the country, unless you are actually friends with them or you do business in that country. Because if you are friends with someone who's outside of the country and you can't sell to them and you're not friends with them, what's the point, right? So remove those people as well. I tell you to remove the people with no picture because there are fake accounts out there. Facebook hates fake accounts. And if you're friends with the fake Facebook accounts, that was almost like a tongue twister for me. If you're friends with the fake profiles, Facebook doesn't like that. It doesn't want you interacting with them. So get rid of them. And then that was fake accounts. And then, so what you should do instead is find friends on Facebook that actually have common interests. And you can do that by joining groups, having discussions with people, friends of friends. And the reason that's important for your engagement is because if you are friends with people who have common interests as you, then naturally when you post something, those are going to be the people that are going to be more likely to comment. They're the people that are going to be most likely to like or love it or share it. If you're friends with a lot of people that you don't have anything in common with, or you don't have common interests with, why would you expect them to go to your Facebook page and comment on something? They either have nothing to say about it or they don't like it. So it benefits you to make sure your Facebook friends are people who actually have something in common with you. So that was number 3, was your friends list. Number 4 is kind of ties into number 3, relationships. Building relationships on Facebook. So this actually kind of ties into content and posting as well. So I'm going to talk about something that people bring up a lot of times in network marketing. They'll post something and then they'll go back to their team and they'll say, can you guys show my post some love? Can you guys go and comment on it? So the Facebook algorithm will show it to more people. I'll get more engagement. And then their whole team goes and likes it and loves it. And that's great. And that's good that they do that. But it doesn't benefit anyone. The reason is the Facebook algorithm wants to love you. It wants to show you things that you like. And it wants you to love it back. And it all goes back, everything all goes back to Facebook wanting to make money. So if you post something and people on your team are coming and liking it, it doesn't benefit you because you're looking for new customers. You're looking for new prospects. Having people on your team like it doesn't really benefit you at all. It definitely doesn't benefit your teammates. Actually, it's actually selfish to ask your teammates to like and love your post, because what it does to them, and they might not even realize it, is they'll go and like your post, and what they're doing is saying to Facebook, hey, I love Heather's post. We're in the same business. And then Facebook knows that. It's like, oh, hey, they're in the same business. They both like candles because she commented on the candle post. So I'm going to, so if I go to Heather's post and I like it and I love it and we're in the same business, I'm telling Facebook, show me more of this. Show me more posts just like this one. And then what happens is you start to see a bunch of posts from people in your company, and that is not good because you want to be exposed to people who aren't in the company yet. right? Because your objective is to recruit them, is to sell your product to them. So don't like and love on your teammates' post. It's not going to help you at all. It actually creates what they call the inbred timeline. And it's also true when it doesn't come to direct sales, there's always those people out there that are like, oh, I always see drama on my timeline and I hate that and I hate drama. Or they'll say, I always see politics, or I always see like spam, or whatever it is. And the reason you're always seeing it is because you're always engaging with it. You're either liking it, hate it. Even if you put the mad face commenting, if you engage with that post, you're just telling Facebook to show you more, and that's all you're doing. So, or boosting by commenting. What do you mean by boosting? You mean like if you're in a group and someone comments to boost it to the top? That's a little bit different than what I'm talking about. But it actually doesn't matter if it's on your personal profile or in a group. A post is a post, and the more posts that you engage with, whether they be someone's profile, if they're in your team group, if they're in an interest group, it doesn't matter. Any action you take in Facebook, you're telling Facebook you like it and to show you more of it. And so that's why liking each other's stuff when you're part of the same team, and being friends with people who are on your team does not work to your benefit. I try not to be friends with people in my company, and some people don't understand why. But I always suggest not being friends, but following each other, because by being friends, you're just telling Facebook to show you more of your company. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was commenting versus liking. A lot of people think that if they go through their timeline and just hit like, that it's going to get them more engagement somehow. And that's not true. All you're doing is actually confusing the algorithm, because it's like, okay, you like everything. And if you like everything, it's almost like you like nothing. Like the Facebook algorithm can't figure you out because you just like everything. And it's not going to get you more engagement. It's just going to confuse the algorithm. What you want to do, rather, to get more engagement is to go through your timeline and thoughtfully comment on someone's post. Now, they recommend 5 words or more. It should just be personal and social. Whatever you feel about it, whatever you want to say about it, just say it, comment on it, and then you give the other person the opportunity to like your comment or to comment back to you. And then that creates recent engagement, relationship. Facebook sees that, and that's when they start showing that person more of your stuff. So we'll do an example with me and Heather again. Let's say Heather, she makes a post. I like it, and that's all I do. All I'm saying is, hey, Facebook, I like that. Versus Heather making a post and me commenting something like, hey, I really like this post. It was really inspiring. Where did you find this quote from? Now I am giving myself an advantage, because now Heather can like my comment. Before, when I liked her post, she can't react back to me. It's almost like playing catch by yourself, because you threw the ball out there to Heather, but she can't throw it back. You can't like a like. You can't like a love. You know what I mean? But she can like my comment. Even better, she can reply to my comment. Even better than that, her friends that I'm not friends with yet can reply to my comment. And that's even better, because then it starts showing your post to friends of friends, friends of friends of friends, and that is what you want. So if that makes sense, if you guys are still here with me, still following along, drop a 4 in the comments below. And then lastly, when it comes to relationships, don't underestimate Facebook Messenger. Thank you. Is it Keiki? I want to make sure I'm not saying that wrong. I tend to butcher people's names a lot. I'm sorry. Don't underestimate Facebook Messenger. Facebook also keeps track. So it keeps track of engagement and conversations. It wants conversations on posts. It also keeps track of them in Messenger. It says, I see that you guys are over here talking in Messenger, so you probably want to see more of each other's posts. So that also plays a big factor. So what can you do to increase your engagement? I always, when I become friends with someone, I'll send them a message and say hi. And that usually starts a conversation. And then therefore, we start seeing more of each other's posts. If I'm already friends with them and I've noticed that I've never talked to them before, maybe I'll just reach out to them and say something in Messenger to develop a relationship. And if no relationship develops, then there's really no reason for us to be friends. It's killing both of our engagement. And so I might unfriend them. Another thing you can do is if someone comments on your post, you can, instead of responding on the post itself, you can say, hey, I'll shoot you a message. Because if you shoot them a message, Facebook likes that even more. So it gets you more engagement. You can reply to stories through Messenger. So there's so many different ways. Don't underestimate Facebook Messenger is the point. Number 5, so these are my 5 top tips, is the actual content itself that you're posting. So back to the example where you're asking your teammates to like your posts because you're not getting any likes on it. Instead of asking people for likes, which also seems a little bit desperate, and that's just brutally honest, which is what I am. It reeks of desperation. But when you post something and no one comments on it and no one likes it, there's one reason why, and it's because people don't like it. They don't like it. They don't see any value in it. They don't think it's funny. They just don't like it. And so instead of asking people to artificially like it, you need to go back and think, why isn't this resonating with people? Why aren't people connecting with what I just posted? Why are they just scrolling by it? And then you want to make sure you don't make any of those mistakes again. Switch it up a little bit. Maybe it's not what you wrote. Maybe it's the picture. Try posting it again, but with a new picture. Maybe you'll get more engagement. Maybe it's not the picture. It's what you wrote. Maybe people didn't like it. Maybe it was too long. So the point is that people aren't liking it. It's because they don't like it. And you need to figure out why. And you need to figure out what they do like and post that instead. We already talked about how it doesn't like links. So in your post, no links, it doesn't like that. Not only will it downgrade you in the algorithm, some people, like Jessica had mentioned, a lot of people, what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? It flags your account, is that it? I know it puts some people in Facebook jail. I haven't been in Facebook jail in a really long time, you guys. I used to be in Facebook jail all the time. I was a frequent flyer in the Facebook jail. It's been a long time. Also, original content is best. Being yourself, posting what you really feel. Try to stay away from politics and religion, but still post what you feel. People aren't stupid. They can tell when you copy and paste someone else's post, when you copy and paste something from a website or whatever. They know when it comes from you and when it doesn't. And people go to your page because they want to hear from you. If they wanted to hear Sally's thoughts or her post, they can go to Sally's page. If they want to hear Lori, they want to go to Lori, and you will get more engagement that way. And the more genuine you are and the more authentic, that's what's really going to bring you more engagement. That also, I just remembered a tip someone gave me before. And a lot of people do this. They'll post a picture with a quote in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a better way to do it. And this wasn't part of my notes, but it just popped into my head. A better way to do that, to get more engagement, is to make your own picture. Maybe it's a selfie. Maybe it's a picture of your product, but not in a spammy way. a picture you took of your product, that's fine. Not a stock photo. And then you write out the quote because it seems more personal. Like the quote is coming more from you than just you, sharing a quote and posting it. It's almost the equivalent of just sharing it off of someone else's page. Does that make sense? I learned recently if you're doing what Facebook wants, they tend not to flag you for links. So I'm not sure how I get my link flagged. I'm always trying to boost people up in comments on other threads. It seems like I got banned more when I tried harder to comment on everyone's posts. That's interesting. So the thing is, once you're on Facebook's radar, you're going to be on their radar for some time. Your account might be out of Facebook jail or whatever, but they're going to be watching you, especially if you've gotten flagged more than once. And so that's why you're going to find yourself getting flagged more often, because they keep a watch on you. You're still on their watch list, in other words. I don't know. I don't think the reason that your account is getting flagged is because you're commenting on people's posts. Facebook likes that. They want you to do that. So I would be more interested in knowing what posts you're commenting on, what your comments say, and things like that. So I would have to talk to you personally about that, because if you're commenting on posts that Facebook doesn't like, controversial posts, spam, posts with links, things like that, then you're going to stay on their watch list, if that makes sense. But just by commenting and being genuine and, starting conversations and building relationships and liking and commenting on posts, Facebook wants you to do that. They're not going to flag you for that. So there's something else that's going on that you're getting flagged for. And then make sure you're posting every day and be consistent. I see people that'll post on Monday and then I don't see a post again until Friday. If you want people to follow you and you want them to engage with you, then you need to post every day and try to it doesn't have to be the same time, but if you make it the same time, if you can, that's better, because people are habitual. They watch their favorite TV shows at the same time. They read their newspaper, whoever still reads the newspaper, they read their newspaper at the same time. Facebook's the same way. Like there's certain people, even on Instagram, there's certain people that I go to their profile every single day because I love what they post. I get a lot of good advice from them. I call them my secret mentors because they don't know that I'm following them, but I am. And if I went to their profile and they posted on Monday, and let's say it's Thursday and they haven't posted anything, then I'm like, okay, maybe they're just not doing this anymore. And so I'm going to stop going to their profile as much, because if I'm going to take the time, and I know it sounds silly, but this is the way a lot of people think. If they're going to take the time to go and look at your profile, and every time they're disappointed because they were expecting a post, an update on what you're doing, an update on your life, or just some type of content, and it's not there, it's not consistent, they're going to stop looking and they're just going to find someone else. So stay consistent. Okay, Heather, I'll look for it after Heather, Jessica, I'll look for it after the live. So post every day, be consistent. It's best to limit it to 1 to 2 posts a day. More than that, you don't want to do, because what ends up happening if you post too many times in a day, and I see people post ridiculous amounts, like 5-10 times a day, and I've actually even had uplines or sponsors tell me, post as much as you possibly can, because not everyone's going to see your post. So if they didn't see post A, maybe they'll see post D. No, that is very, very bad. You really don't want to post more than maximum 3 times a day. And the first 90 minutes of a post are the most crucial time. Let's talk about that first. When you first make a post, make sure you're available for the first 30 minutes. So just sit there and wait for comments to come in, because The more the comments come in and you're responding, now they start showing it to more people. That person comments, you respond, and then it's like, okay, this is an active post. This post is getting engagement. I'm going to keep showing it. But if you post it and then walk away and people comment and nothing's happening, then you're going to lose a ton of engagement. Posts generally have a 90-minute shelf life, I call it, but unless they get a ton of engagement, some of them can last days. And so I recommend 1 to 2 posts a day. If your first post is getting a ton of engagement though, I would leave that alone, because you want that to keep snowballing. By making a second post, now you have 2 posts the same day, and they are going to compete against each other in the algorithm. Facebook is not going to give you 2 posts out there. It's only going to give you 1. And so Facebook is going to decide which one it thinks people are going to like more. And so your second post, if they're too close together, or if you post too much, or too many times, I should say, in one day, Facebook's just going to pick one. And so you don't want to compete with yourself in the algorithm. And actually, that's another reason why they're like, why am I not getting any engagement? Because you posted 5 times today, and maybe Facebook decided it liked your second post. And so that's why your 4th post isn't getting engagement, because nobody's seeing it, because Facebook doesn't like you that much. It's not going to show your post, all of your posts to everybody. It just picks one. So 1 to 2 a day, and if your first one is doing great, I would probably leave it alone. If it's just doing okay, then I would post at night. Oh, and that was everything. Yeah, I wrote stop posting if your first post is getting a lot of engagement. Like, I think it was yesterday, for example, when the avatar thing came out, I was excited, and I showed everyone my avatar, and I said, and this is good for an engagement post too. If you have an avatar, let me see it below. And everyone was excited because it was a new feature, and everyone was showing me their avatars. And Facebook is like, wow, this is awesome, because this is one of our new features. And it's getting a ton of engagement, and those are 2 big factors. And I'm responding personally to every single person who comments on my post. So now you have recent engagement, and you have relationship building, and so your post just snowballs. And so I didn't post anything else that day, because I think that was the one I didn't post anything else, because it was doing so well, and I didn't need to, and I didn't want to kill its momentum. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, on anything I said, feel free to comment them below, and we can continue the conversation here even after I'm not live anymore, or feel free to message me. This is one of my favorite topics. I love talking about it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm a little bit nerdy in that way, but yeah, and if you have any other thoughts, any other advice, feel free to leave it below. If you feel like you got any value out of today's live, comment value below. See, it's weird because people will see my posts, not now since I made this new account, but my old accounts I got engagement on most all my posts. I messed up getting rid of my very first page, but I know the days now that I don't. I don't know why you would have gotten rid of your first one. So, okay, if you feel like your account is flagged and it's in jail and it's like all janked up, because I was there before. I was there less than a year ago. I was posting the worst stuff. I was posting links and sharing my lives too many times. Facebook doesn't like that either because it thinks it's spam. It happened to me too. The best thing to do is to just not build a new page or not build a new account, because you're not allowed to have 2 accounts. It's against the Facebook rules and regulations that somehow we agree to. I don't know. I joined Facebook so long ago. I don't know. Somewhere there's the Facebook rules, and you're not supposed to have 2 accounts, and Facebook might know that, and that might be why your second account is not doing that well. So I would recommend to you or to anyone else who's having this issue to not create a second account, and if you have 2 accounts, delete one of them. Facebook is not as dumb as some people might think it is. And Facebook has stopped, it used to delete things. I've tried creating multiple accounts before, and it would delete them. But now it's not doing that as much anymore, because I don't really know why. My theory and what I've heard is that they got sick of people messaging them and arguing with them and like, why isn't my page, active, and blah, blah, blah. So they don't tell people anymore as much as they used to. They just silence you. That's it. They'll just silence you. They put you at the bottom of the algorithm. And so just be aware of that. And so my recommendation to you, Jessica, would be to delete a second account that's not getting any engagement. Go back to the first account and start following some of the advice that I gave you today, and start doing some things right. And then eventually over time, Facebook will forgive you. Facebook's forgiving. It'll forgive you, and people will start seeing your posts again and things like that. I have a group page that I started first for my business, and I just started a page for my business so I can add shopping to it. I'm a little bit confused. If I post something to the page and my group is linked, will the post go to both? I don't remember, because it's been so long since I've done something like that. I don't recommend doing that, and the reason why, I think you can. I don't know if you can or not, but I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. Because when you post, and let's say you post on your business page and then you share it to your group, people don't see shares as much as they see original posts. So you are better off taking just a little bit of extra time and posting on your business page, and then posting it on your groups, instead of making one post and then sharing it to all the places, right? Shared content is good for the person you shared it for, but it's not good for you, if that makes sense. My first account you already got rid of it. Well, then I would just work on, I must have misunderstood you then, Jessica. I would just work on, it might take time, I would like to talk to you individually though, because it seems like you need a lot of help with your new account. And I have a lot of questions for you too. So anyway, anyone else want to talk about your profile or anything else, I'm always here. I always have my phone, unfortunately. Feel free to message me directly. And I will be back live this week. I'm not sure what the topic will be yet. If you have a suggestion for a topic, something that you would like to hear about, I go live about business tips, which are usually Facebook related, either algorithm, engagement, things like that. I also do lives on motherhood tips, wellness, things like that. So anything you want to hear about, feel free to drop it below. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. See, that's kind of the downfall of being a work from home mom, especially in quarantine. And we are still in quarantine until June 4th. And that could still change, but we're still locked up for another 2 weeks. Okay, so it is Monday. So you forget what day of the week it is. It's kind of sad. So anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you all got some value out of this, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.